Best of r/confessions episode 24. Subscribe for edit videos daily. I slept in my friend's nutsack for a week. Me and some friends went camping, so we had to use sleeping bags, and me and one friend had the same one, so I took his by mistake. After a week we were packing up to go home and he noticed that I had his and pointed out the cum stains. So I technically slept in my friend's nutsack for a week. Thank you. Next. I think it's time we all confess that Trump is a textbook terrorist by American standards and definition. Terrorism. Noun. The unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. Thank you. Next. My stepdad got in a fight to protect me and I feel different about him now. Sorry if this doesn't belong here. I don't have anyone else I can tell. I'm 19 and a guy. My mom married my stepdad when I was 14 and we've always gotten along. My dad died when I was 11 and to be honest I'm still working through the relationship we had. I've always had this fantasy that he was an amazing dad, but if I'm honest he was abusive. He made me fight a 13-year-old when I was 10. When I said I was scared he told me I was being a pussy. When I didn't win he was disappointed in me. When my mom married my stepdad we kept to ourselves at first, but he's honestly twice the man my dad was. It's hard to say that, but it's true. The one thing he said to me before he married my mom was that he'd never hurt us and always protect us. It's been 5 years and he's kept his promise. He's always been amazing to my mom and me, and I admit that he spoils me sometimes. He'll take care of my chores for me and gets me whatever I want even if I don't ask him for it. If he hears me talking about something he'll just get it for me. He always asks if I have enough money, and if I don't he'll transfer money into my checking account. We don't really talk about personal stuff, but he's always said I can talk to him about anything whenever I feel like it. Today we were at the store and some older guy accused me of giving him a dirty look while we were in the parking lot. I didn't know what he was talking about and told him I didn't even look at him, but he shoved me to the ground. My stepdad jumped in so fast that I didn't even see what happened. I heard him hit the guy, and when I got up the asshole was on the ground looking scared and holding his nose. My stepdad was shouting at him in a scary voice, "You don't ever put your hands on him." He helped me up and the guy got back in his car and sped away. After that he didn't want me to leave his sights in the store. The whole way home he kept apologizing that he didn't step in earlier and telling me he never wanted me to see him fight. I've never even seen get mad or raise his voice. It was scary, but it also made me feel so weird. I can't explain it, but it feels like I finally know how much he loves me. We never say it to each other, but I always knew how he feels. When we got home I told him I love him for the first time and he gave me the hardest hug I've ever had and I almost started crying. TLDR. My stepdad fought someone to protect me and it opened my eyes about our relationship. Edit. I'm overwhelmed by all the nice comments. I wish I had time to answer them all before I go to work, but I'll be late if I do. Thank you to everyone for the comments and awards. Thank you. Next. My confidence is at its lowest today. Hi, I'm F20. I am literally crying while making this post. So today I did a little photoshoot of myself. I was feeling really happy how I looked in the photos. But the thing is I am skinny. But not the perfect type of skinny that people want to see, i.e. big boobs, skinny waist, big butt, skinny thighs, etc. I have really small boobs, and I never edit my photos to make them look big. So I posted some photos from my shoot, and there is this guy I like since last 2 years. He always tells me how I am literally flat and that guys won't probably like me. I always let this toxic boy talk shit about me because I liked him so much. But today I had enough. I posted my pictures feeling really happy. I could barely see any flaws in me. But this guy, I had the audacity to say I can't help but notice that you're missing something, and I broke into tears. Now I could see it all my flaws that he pointed out. But I stopped myself. I texted him long ass paragraph that I know I am not perfect but I will not take shit from him anymore. I have been watching body positivity video for past half an hour and still crying because I can't get the fact out of my mind that I have flaws in me. Thank you. Next. I am hiding a huge secret from my mum. I am 18 now and I feel horrible for hiding this. My mama was and is a person whom I trust the most. I constantly share my thoughts and opinions with her. So here's something I'm afraid of confessing. Mama is a very social person. She has a lot of friends and some of them even stayed at our house for a few days. It's not a big deal as we have a guest room. But there was this one friend. He was, and still is, an amateur photographer. He came to visit us almost every summer and stayed with us for a week or two. It usually happened because my mama had always had a few vacation days since 23rd and 24th of June are holidays in Latvia, where I was born and reside to this day. He would bring me and my twin brother gifts. I am a girl BTW, such as clothes, and once even gifted us phones. Very basic ones. This friend was quite fun to hang out with. My brother and I occasionally modeled for him as he asked us to do so since he gifted us clothes. We did that because he paid us. I even remember how much. One session cost him about 1 lat for each of us. $1.65 or 2 LVL if he was generous. $3.25. It wasn't much, but after a few sessions we could buy something cool. But there were huge red flags. He seemed to favor me more than my brother. His gifts for me would be more expensive and I got more attention from him overall. I didn't see anything wrong because I was a stupid 8-year-old. And this continued until I was about 10, when an absolutely disgusting thing happened. This modeling thing was quite innocent at first. We were fully clothed, there was no touching and no weird or suggestive poses. Then it started to get weird. My brother was still treated the same way, but I was gifted swimsuits. And not those one-piece ones. Those were more open and mature. I kind of ignored it, but then started to try and avoid photo sessions. He was annoyed with me, but didn't try to force me into anything since mama was getting more and more interested what he was doing. One day, when my mama was off to work and my granny sleeping, he asked me for a few final photos. So I, being an idiot who has seen an opportunity, agreed. I wish I didn't. He closed the door of the room and told me to fully undress. I was really afraid and I did what he told. I vividly remember him saying, "Don't be shy. No one is looking." He took a few photos while I was trying my best to cover myself with my hands. After that he touched me between my legs, justifying it with every girl is different down there. Luckily, he didn't assault me and left me alone. He did keep his promise. He stopped pestering me about photos. I didn't tell my mama or anyone about it then because I was ashamed of myself and still am. Media at that time wasn't very kind to the victims of things like things. News always shamed girls for that, blaming them. And I was also afraid of losing my mum's love. I admit to being stupid. I admit to being gullible, but I just can't anymore. I was quiet for more than 8 years. I get nervous around cameras, around people that look similar to him. He has my number and my Instagram, but I've been ignoring him. But he keeps complaining to my mama about it. She says it's rude to do so and tries to get to unblock him. I don't blame her. I never told her the truth. I don't know what happened to the photos. I've never seen them. Sorry if my grammar is bad sometimes or I misspell some words. English is not my first language. Update. I told her everything when she returned from work. She was really supportive of me and said that I did a right thing by ignoring him and his attempts to text me. Mama also promised to get me to therapist, so I could start getting. She expressed her happiness that I finally confessed to her and that she is proud of for doing so. She also said that she will block him and will not continue talking with him. Thank you all for your kind words. Thank you. Next. My GF might be pregnant and I'm so stressed I kinda wish for death. Don't take it the wrong way. I love her very much. Although we had pregnancy earlier this year and it ended with a miscarriage. Ever since, she lost her job, has a new one that she's going to have to quit because of it. I've been working my ass off too, 6 days a week, but it doesn't pay as much as I'd like. She has a huge family who she says will help us, but I'm so stressed I can't even think that they would. I don't know how we are going to get by and I can't think straight. And fuck man, I need someone here. I'm alone at the moment so there isn't someone here to talk to personally. I don't know what to do and with everything else going on I'm so fucking stressed and worried about every little thing. Thank you. Next. Popping fleas is one of the most satisfying things there is. It all started when I got a job in a pet salon some years ago. I had to manually take off the fleas from dogs and for some reason I really enjoyed killing the fleas. They make such a satisfying crunch sound when you kill them. It's like popping pimples but better because they're so small and they don't have that disgusting pus that pimples do. I guess it's more like popping bubble wrap. It's so satisfying and I enjoy it a lot.